social media, of course, using hashtag Saturday Kitchen. Right, you hungry?
Yes, very
Good.
hungry.
Well, in
Thank
8
you.
minutes, you're going to get this amazing piece of fish.
Oh.
Courtesy of this chap over here. It's the fabulous Fernando Stovell. Welcome back. We've got an amazing piece of snapper here.
It's very, very good. It's been butterflied already, so I would advise highly to get the fishmonger to take completely the bone off from actually.
But it's still attached.
The top. It is attached, just a tiny little bit on the top part of it. So basically, this dish, I'm going to ask you to do the salsa, which is a pineapple and the tomatoes, and it's like a pico de gallo, which is a traditional.
Of course it is. What?
Traditional pico de gallo. But
You could be making this up.
No, I'm not. It's 100%. But basically, what we're going to do is you're going to do the salsa with me. You're going to grill the pineapple for me.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm just going to use the wood. Basically, at Stovell's, we cook a lot with wood, 80% for the time being.
Because you actually make your own charcoal
We
as well,
do indeed. We actually use 5 different types of wood, and in the near future will be a little bit more. So basically, the marinade on the fish, it's a little bit of mayonnaise, lime juice, and you just put that on top of the fish, and you marinate that for 20 minutes, and it has to be staying for room temperature for that amount of time.
Now, tell us about your restaurant then, because it's, you know, 4
Stovell's.
rosettes now.
Yeah, 4 rosettes.
Four
We're
rosettes,
one of the only 37, 38 restaurants in the country who's got the privilege to have them.
Yeah.
And we've worked really hard for the past, it's going to be almost 4 years now. And yeah, the restaurant's doing well. The Times voted us number 64th best in the country as well. Gin's going really well as well. And we're hoping by the end of next year, we're going to be cooking 100% in wood rather than just gas and electricity.
Now, you mentioned gin. You actually make your own gin, don't you?
We actually do. We distill our own gin, and we can proudly...
Hang on.
What
do you mean you
have
make
some
your own
gin.
gin?
We're
You
the
mean
only one in the country, yeah.
You blend it?
No, we actually distill it in-house. We've got 17 different botanicals, which is 98% of them the British, which we're very, very proud.
Galton's getting ideas now for,
wow.
for his moonshine, Norfolk moonshine.
Can you imagine?
Right, now,
so
there's a lot of lime juice in here.
There is, yes, because this would actually tenderize the fish, and basically that would help. Now, normal mayonnaise from like supermarket has stabilizer, but this is homemade, so obviously we'll split a tiny little bit. So what you do is just pour that on top of your fish.
And you actually leave it on the wood?
Leave it on the wood, yeah, leave it on the wood because it will give absolutely wonderful flavor. Now, if you use those planks in the, at home, just make sure to soak them in water.
So what would these be? Like the end of a
Well, this would be this is maple. I mean, this is the only one that I could get. You just get it online. So basically, you leave it like that for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after 20 minutes, you start. Obviously, the sauce that I'm going to be preparing, you pour that on top, and then you just finish it in the oven.
Okay.
You need to season the inside as well afterwards.
Okay.
So I just leave this on the side.
So that tenderizes it at the same time?
It does. Well, it's got the lime juice and it's got the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise, obviously, got a little bit of vinegar in there.
Right.
Now, the next step is the sauce.
Yep.
The sauce is very, very straightforward. You've got, obviously, basic of tomatoes. You've got Mexican oregano, lime.
So is this from, with this, where does this come from in Mexico? Is
From
it south,
Acapulco, south of Mexico City. And there's a lovely place called Barra Vieja where obviously they didn't have this ways of cooking. They used to cook in wood.
Right.
Therefore, as soon as the fish would arrive, which is the huachinengo, which is a type of fish, red snapper, they used to cook like that, a las brasas, which is in wood. And it's delicious. It's really, really nice. You get that lovely charred flavor.
Okay.
And at Stovell's, we cook it with citrus wood. So we've got various different types of woods. For example, for vegetables, we use olive wood. For fish, we use citrus. For seafood, we use seafood. Now in here, we've got 2 different types of chilies. One of them is called ancho.
Right.
And the other one is called guajillo.
Guajillo?
Guajillo.
This is that one?
Yep.
They're all still smoky, are they? Or?
No, the only smoky. Now, the original recipe's got these 2 different types of chilies, but yesterday we decided to put the chipotle, which I absolutely love. And the chipotle is a little bit smoky and a little bit more spicy than the other 2.
Okay.
I'm a little bit funny with the whole sweet and sour thing.
Sure.
You know, could you put anything else with the fish instead of the pineapple? Or is that
yeah,
just
you can do it. Tomatoes. The traditional pico de gallo is tomatoes and coriander, and you can put some avocados in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Could you could use I presume you could use a wild bass or something like that.
Oh, you can do. At the moment, we can't really get snapper. It's not really the season for it. It's more of a summery fish. Therefore, you can use. Yep,
I'm going to leap forward because I'm going to take some of this sauce that you're making over the top of the fish,
and
then
that goes on the salamander straight away
under the grill.
just to get get a glaze. You put a little bit of cumin on the sauce as well.
That's
Okay.
really nice.
Just get a minute. All the while, my pineapple and stuff is happening in there as well. And remember, if you'd like to put your questions to either of our chefs today, you can call us now on this number. That's 033 0123 1410. 033 0123 1410. Remember, calls are charged at standard network rate. Right, we've got the pineapple, my little salsa.
Another fish you could use is sea bream. That's what we're using at the moment.
Yes, lovely.
It's really nice and meaty, and it's highly in season at the moment.
Now, you've not cooked that sauce, you're just blending it from raw then?
Yep, because you're cooking it afterwards. You reduce it down for 20 minutes.
Okay. There's your
You just need a tiny
limes
bit
as
of
well.
water and vinegar.
Right.
And I'm forgetting marjoram and thyme as well.
So you just have to marinate that fish for, well,
20
literally, like you
minutes.
said, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Then you do the sauce.
Okay.
You let the sauce to cool down, and then you start cooking it.
All right. So at the restaurant, are you cooking? I mean, obviously you make your own charcoal. You're cooking on wood throughout the year, then all of it.
Yeah,
Right.
all year round. It is tricky, and Cal, my head chef, he gets a little bit upset when the weather's really, really cold, because it's really hard to actually cook the wood to make it into charcoal. But we manage. We got a pizza oven to actually cook the to cook the wood.
Yeah.
You need like 500 degrees centigrade to actually reach.
And if people wanted to achieve a similar sort of thing at home, could they do that with a barbecue with the wood?
They can do. Just be careful there's no gas involved, because otherwise it will be very dangerous, I guess.
Yeah. Right, we get in there with this pineapple. So that.
So basically the sauce is already done.
Yeah.
All you need is a little bit of olive oil. Sunflower oil, I'm sorry. Well, we can put some
Take
olive
this
oil.
pineapple as well. Just mix that. I take it you put a little bit of lime in this as well.
You do, yes. And a little bit of olive oil actually as well.
Okay. Bit of that in there. Okay. Some olive oil.
And you put a little bit of oil in here, a little bit of butter.
Lime juice.
Just to get the flavour going.
Lime juice
And then once
goes
it
in.
starts getting a little bit smoky in there,
Okay. Salt, pepper.
you just pour your sauce. And you should cook that down for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Bring it to the boil, let it simmer for 20 minutes. And then you finish with what you just pasted with the fish.
Yeah, I'll bring this across, which is for you. I'll clean that one out the way.
Thank you.
So do you, with the chilies, do you reheat them in, reconstitute them in boiling water? How do you do yours?
boiling water 10 minutes, and then you just
I'll go get your fish out.
you just take all the seeds and everything out. Where are my limes?
Hey, this is looking good. In there as well. So you cook it with the wood first, take it off, and then under the grill.
Correct.
For obvious reasons.
That's if it's at home.
Yeah.
If it's on your barbecue. Oof.
Do you want me to take this?
Yeah, do you mind?
I'm there.
Have we got it?
You ready? Right, hold on.
Are you there?
Go for it.
Great.
Go on.
Oh, it did, yes.
Yes,
well
good. You can clap. It's fine.
Get it. There you go.
Excellent.
Right.
Right.
Sigh of relief there, didn't it? There you go.
It is a relief.
So give us the name of this amazing dish then.
It's huachinango a la talla, or red snapper with Mexican spices.
Good job you translated that, for sure. And now we grab it.
Do we get to taste now?
You get to taste this, and it is amazing. I cannot tell you what it smells. It smells amazing.
Is this something you'd have in your restaurant?
We do, yes.
You get one of those per person.
Yeah, not one lamb
Oh my
chop.
God, I love that it's right in front of me.
If it's cooked or not.
Oh,
In there.
that would be...
And then you just pop this on the lip.
No!
Yeah, that's cooked. yeah, try that. Tell me what you think.
Great, thank
The
you.
sauce is amazing, and with the salsa and everything else, the charred limes.
On the molcajete.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, look at it.
And with it, it's just a big lump of,
Beautiful.
big chunk of fish. It's meat.
It is.
It's lovely.
Very dense.
Beautiful.
Delicious with that sauce. Fabulous. Right, let's
Exactly
get some wine
the
to go with this.
texture I like on a
We
fish.
sent our wine expert Jane Parkinson to East Sussex this week. So what did she choose to go with? Fernando's fantastic fish.
Today I'm in East Sussex, and before I go to choose this week's wines, I've come to have a little wander through historic Rye. Fernando's recipe is a cut above your average fish with sauce, what with all that heat and fruitiness. And if you're feeling Spanish inspired by this Mexican recipe, you could go for the zesty Taste the Difference Albarino. However, with so much chili in the marinade and the real juiciness of that salsa, I've gone a little bit off-piste this week with this Dr. L Riesling 2014. It's an underrated classic. German Riesling has been pigeonholed in the past as being cheap sugar water, but it couldn't be further from the truth in many cases, because it can be one of the most serious white wines in the world. This has fantastic aromas of honey and peaches. This Riesling is so nifty with Fernando's recipe because it has that edge of sweet lusciousness, and that tempers the heat of the chili. And also because it has these exotic flavours of mango and pineapple and a bit of lime, it really matches that herby salsa. Fernando, this delicious Riesling makes a very happy match with your super snapper, so I hope you enjoy them together back in the studio. Cheers!
I don't know.
Well, the food's definitely going down well. The wine,
I think it's perfect.
on its own, I don't know whether I'd enjoy this, but together with the food.
Oh my
It
goodness.
works beautifully with the fish. I didn't think snapper could taste that good.
You're
You've
very
done a
kind.
Really
brilliant
lovely
job
texture
there.
on it as
You're
well.
very kind, thank you.
And
It's
wine, I
beautiful.
don't like
Thank
white wine very much, but this is nice.
Not bad, is it? There you go.
Look at it,
Now to
it's
finish off the
beautiful.
bottle as
Thank you
well.
very
there
much. It's a bit early.
And I've got to say, Jane, amazing choices, and also happy birthday. There you go. Well, cheers. Happy birthday. Coming up, Galton has a delicious sounding recipe to share with us, but it's just got one lamb chop on it. What are you going to be making?
Lamb chops with a chicken and herb mousse, a summer truffle, sauce Chiron, which is a hollandaise of tomatoes, and spinach.
It's a bit fancy
and
for
mint
you,
jelly.
that, isn't it?
Well, you always say that sort of thing, but it's just good cooking.
I think could cook it. I think he's been reading his cookery books. That's what he's been doing. Don't forget, you can ask either our chefs a question if you call us now on this number. That's 033 0123 1410. That's 033 0123 1410. Or you can tweet your questions now using hashtag Saturday Kitchen. Right, let's head off to Croatia to catch up with Mr. Rick Stein. He's in the city of Split today, and no prizes for guessing where he's heading to first. It's not the bar, it's the local food market. Enjoy this one.